Welcome to Fayetteville, Arkansas, a place where legends have long stood for excellence. Names like Broyles, Holtz, McFadden, Jones, and Johnson. And when they call the Hogs, it is a rite of passage. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Taking on the 12th ranked team in the land, the Arkansas Razorbacks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. And the Razorbacks will put toe to leather and we'll get started. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Fans are ready for this one. The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. The give out of the gun. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. The Cornhuskers will hustle to the line. To the ground with the back. He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. About which conferences are better, you're going to get a lot of answers today. And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Give to the running back. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves him with second and short. People like to say conference affiliation doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra juice in the building.
Definitely extra juice. The best two conferences, the biggest conferences, Palmer. Everybody talks about these being the power brokers and deciding the future of college football. So, yes, it matters.
A lot of blue bloods in both conferences, David, you're right. I think it's something players are also very aware of, too, is having that conference pride, wanting to win this game, representing the rest of the teams in their conference.
Here's the handoff. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And the Huskers pick up the first down.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
The Huskers are flying down the field. Leaves it with the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knocked that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
On third and short, they'll ride the running back here. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line.
This offense knew coming into this one, guys, how important it was to start early. And on this opening drive for them, they're doing a nice job running the football. They're on third down. They're in a position on the field now. If you're on defense, you got to be ready for a shot throw into the end zone.
The Cornhuskers come to the line with a new set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. All kinds of running room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. From the red zone, looking for a man. That's reeled in. It's Parker.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Quarterback will keep it. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. The AT unit on the field. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the scoring play came on the 12-yard run. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. First down here for the offense. Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Second down coming up.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. White wants to throw it. And he was hit just... And it falls to the turf.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He's going to fire deep. Makes the catch down the right side. Running toward the tape. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Quarterback sneak looking for just a sliver of daylight. Wedges, pushes, and he's over and in for the touchdown.
Well, I think sometimes on 1st and goal like that, you're just trying to get up to the line of scrimmage early. You're trying to catch the defense off guard. So you go quarterback sneak, you find the crease, you plow forward, and it worked. They score a touchdown.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. 1st down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. They're trying to get to it. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. And the Huskers want to move quickly. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Man, how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved. Man, I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Back to throw, it's Raiola. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Got room on the return. Touchdown, Razorbacks. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
And linebackers are so athletic nowadays in college football. They can play man on running backs and tight ends and all over the field. And how about the linebacker making the athletic interception and then showing you he can be a running back, taking it all the way back to the house for a touchdown.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Ready to go back to work on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
At the 45 on its way. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Line gets set, 1st down. Back to pass, it's Raiola. The sweet feet buy a little time. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
They make the stop, but you can't give up 4 yards a chunk on the ground down in this area of the field. It's at the 18.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Huskers. On to attempt the try. Right down the boulevard. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. San Diego State is on top right now, but that's not exactly Marshall Faulk out there running circles around the D. This game is a long way from being over. They're up by 7 over the Pandas. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Throws to the wideout. Right through his hands. You just have to make that catch, and it'll be third down.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery, and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The Razorbacks will call on their punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Makes a move. He's going to get loose. He will score. Touchdown, Nebraska. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So his big play capability was on full display in that one as he took that punt back for the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Brown. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Tony.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
And these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and it just spread me out and make me defend so many things, and you could tell they got on the edge quickly, got the big first down.
Leaves it with the running back. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
And after having a nice gain like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
This quarterback really is going to have to be aware in this game of trying to find lanes to throw into when he's throwing over the middle of the field, because this D-line does a great job getting their hands in the air.
White going to attack through the air, looking to scramble. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And I I love taking deep shots. I think it makes quarterbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you can tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
And that's where they'll spot it, just inside the 45. The Nebraska offense back onto the field. How about that blocking up front and that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job, opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team. Right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And he makes the catch inside the 25.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
The Huskers will line it up on 1st and 10. Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the jet sweep.
Gain of 19 on the play. 1st and goal, Nebraska.
This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, 1st and goal, a chance to tack on another one before halftime. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. The corners are walked up tight. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. Just enough time to get off one final play. And he's going to go down at the 1. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. Working that left side now. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And I love this offense, man. Staying aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps the foot on the accelerator, scores again on the final play. Now this offense has even more of a cushion going into halftime.
And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. All lined up and ready to go for a great second half ahead. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He's got great speed. He's got an alley. Can they catch him? He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Arkansas.
You know, we just went to half and we drew up all these adjustments and things we got to do differently to take advantage. How about the special teams coming out to start the second half and setting the tone, taking the kick all the way back for 6. You don't draw it up any better than that.
They're lining up for the kickoff, and let's see if this return team can answer with a score of its own. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
When a running back has had as much success as this guy's had so far, listen, defense has got to cue in. They got to cue in to him. He's priority number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's a good start to maybe turning this defensive effort around.
Scanning the field, it's Raiola. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the third quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Trying to get behind the defense. And it's caught inside the 25. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Loss of 2. 2nd down coming up.
Okay, ready? Line getting set on 2nd down. Pulls and fires complete to the right. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks! They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big body frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
The Nebraska offense back onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
That last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts you...
And the pressure gets there.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
So let's see if they can make up for that loss on 2nd down from the 18. To the air, it's Raiola. Fires to the right. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. The Cornhuskers come to the line in the hurry-up.
It's so important to know where you are on the field. Great job, great hands, great awareness. Make sure you get that grab, possess the ball, and get that foot in bounds.
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
And football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate in his pass.
The play action fake. Makes a connection. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. And the Huskers are moving quickly down the field. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play.
And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
The first down sack pushes the ball back to this long second down. He's looking to throw. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Seventh play of the drive coming up, and a long way to go on third down. He'll take it himself. Breaks the tackle. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Looking to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And he makes the catch inside the 20. And he'll go down, but not before the big pickup and the first down. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Discards a man. Plows ahead for a pickup of 4 down to the 14. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him, and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Caught close to the marker, it's Nelson. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. On second and goal, he carries again. Touchdown, Husker! They move on top here in the fourth. Up and over Yamo be there into the end zone.
And you don't want to leave your feet very often in football, but this is one of those areas where you do. In the end zone, near the goal line, you smell it. A lot of bodies in front of you. Just get up, get over top of them, get that touchdown.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Brown. Slips through the line. Oh, what vision. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Arkansas.
I'll tell you, you're lucky if you're watching a college football game and you see one return for a touchdown. That's now his second of the game. This guy is absolutely lethal. He's shown you his open field running ability. He's shown you his speed. I'll be shocked if anybody kicks his way the rest of this game and the rest of the season.
We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the fourth quarter and about to kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They'll give it to the back. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front?
Man, just a great job by the defense being stout. All right, that's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Looking downfield, it's Raiola. It's complete to the right. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
On the ground, it's Parker. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Goes to the option. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time, know where they're going to be. You focus in, the defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of the game.
Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And the Huskers pick up the first down.
He's brought down near the 49-yard line. And that's good enough for a first down.
This drive's been productive so far. Already picked up a couple of first downs, now out close to midfield. Power football with the run. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down and positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. They need to get a little closer for a field goal try, and they've got to do it in a hurry. Quick touch pass to the receiver.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. The Huskers will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job for him to.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. Now on the option. Now the pitch. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the first down on the play.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
Huge moment coming here as they try to quiet this raucous, crazy crowd. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. On the option. Nice job to keep it himself, find the first down marker, and move the change for this offense.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. These fans raising the volume on second and goal. We've got a timeout on the field, and we are set up for a terrific finish. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Caught in the backfield. It's Nelson. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Trying to get it done with the run here on third and goal. Touchdown, Nebraska! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
And how about this offense, man? They knew they needed to execute. Great play calling, great drive, put it together. Now you got a chance to go up by 7 late in this ball game, and then let your defense go on the field and seal it for them.
Bringing it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. A deep throw as the clock winds down. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath because in the fourth quarter, you got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you, and that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
White wants to throw it. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Fires into traffic, picked off. Trying to take it back. Discards him with the stiff arm. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. Oh, and he ruins the big gator with a fumble. Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team incredibly mentally tough right now, David.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks. You start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another